Hey everybody, welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of the Belle Collective. This is season 1, episode 2, and it was titled Wigs and Waffles. Alright, y'all, before I get into this recap review, if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. And if you end up liking this review recap, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button along with the share button. Alright, y'all, let's just jump into it. It wasn't a lot going on in this episode, so this review recap won't be real long. We open up with Latrice. She's getting an outfit together or something, and she's talking to her publicist, about starting her new hair care line. I guess like some shampoos or something like that. She goes into telling us how she started selling bundles out the trunk of her car, and she had like a line wrapped around the block for her bundle. So she was like, you know what, why not make this an empire, because hair sells, okay? Hair sells. So in not just the black community, but in the white community, like hair sells, okay? Everybody always wants something long and luxurious and something that ain't theirs, especially with these natural styles and, protective styles or whatever like that. So she capitalized on that. I don't blame her. So she tells us about that. Her husband walks in. He telling the publicist how beautiful she is and whatnot. So Latrice is like, all right, girl, let me get off the phone with you. Let me talk to Zaddy. I hate that. Like, ugh, why are we calling him Zaddy? But, and then he got like this creepy look. Is it just me? It just makes me uncomfortable when you get on the camera. Because he got like this look and it just something. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't like it. But he come in and then they start talking about him investing into the business, but she wants him to be a silent investor, like, just write the check, don't be trying to change nothing, like this is everything I put my heart, blood, sweat, tears into. You ain't had nothing to do with this. Because when she brought him the idea, or was just talking about it, I guess, he wasn't real supportive about it. So she was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this on my own. So she did it on her own. So she like, look, long as you know this is my baby, I want to say I did this on my own. You ain't have nothing to do with this or whatever. So he like, all right, whatever. So he gonna write the check. Then we see Tambra. She meeting up with Letitia, and Letitia is just basically telling her how the brunch was. So basically the episode was Tambra party and them talking about the brunch. that was the episode. But Tambra is asking her, like, how'd it go, girl, since I wasn't there, whatever. So Letitia was like, girl, it was crazy. It was crazy at a women's empowerment thing. They going back and forth about hair weave and stuff. And Marie, she talking about, I'm gonna buy all you and la la la. And she like, what? Why this happened when I wasn't there or whatever? And so she was like, well, what was any good parts and stuff? She was like, yeah, my affirmations, that was the good part of the brunch. I was like, I mean, they was good, but I was just like, nobody remembers that. The only thing them people remember is them two women going back and forth about some hair weave. But so she was like, well, did you even talk about Ferris Street? And she said, no, I didn't even get the chance to promote it to them or whatever. So then she tells Tambra how she's meeting with some lady about like the community outreach person, the big wig down there, about Ferris Street, and she's excited to have their meeting with the lady and stuff. And then they start talking about Tamra's birthday party and how Tamra's like, well, I hope it ain't gonna be no drama at my birthday party. And Letitia said that she's going to try to diffuse the drama and stuff like that. So then we see Marie. She says because her business partner Essie, she comes in there to the office and stuff. And Essie is such an old name. My neighbor, when I lived in Philly, her name was Essie, Miss Essie. She was an older lady though, but that's an old name, Essie. But anyway, Essie coming in, she asked her, like, what's been going on, girl? She was like, well, I'm busy with these kids. So she got 4 kids. Her son has 3 kids. And so she raising the 4 kids. And her son older. I guess he like in his 20s or something like that. He older. So she raising her 4 kids, her 3 grandkids, and she said the baby mamas. So it's 3 different baby mamas. I said, what? So, and the only reason why I said he older is because he got 3 kids by 3 different baby mamas. And she taking care of his children. I'm like, he ain't got no job. Like, what? How you see your mama being a multimillionaire and you ain't got no drive to get no job or nothing like that? So she said that she don't want to take care of the grandkids because that's not her responsibility, but it's an extension of her. So when the baby mamas call her up or whatever for, you know, something for the kids, or say the kids need something, she feels obligated to do it for the children. I said, girl, I would be obligated as a grandmother, but not like I'm their mama or their father. Like, he need to step up. I don't know what's going on with him, but we're gonna find out next episode what's going on with him. But he need to step up. Like, you had them children, not your mama. But at any rate, Esty starts asking her about the party and stuff, and so Marie go and tell her how Latrice went left, and how she was just asking about the hair, and as a customer that she shouldn't have went at her like that, and all this other stuff. She put her red bottoms on the table, talking about she gonna turn up at the party, and she gonna, what she say, she gonna see, basically she gonna get back at Latrice at this party or whatever. And I was like, girl, it is not gonna be the time, nor was the brunch the time to be talking about that nappy weave. Like, come on now. And I don't think Latrice sold that weave to her. I think like the person, whoever put the wig together, put some extra hair in there that wasn't part of Latrice bundles or whatever. So I don't even understand why Marie ain't think of that, but whatever, child. I guess they need some drama. Then we see Letitia. She walking on Ferris Street, and she basically giving us the history about Ferris Street again, where it was like a maybe like a Black Wall Street, where it was like a lot of black businesses, black people would go there, buy their stuff, sell their stuff, and you know, it was a nice community and stuff like that. But now it's basically vacated. It's, I think, was that one store when she went into, was that still open? It was something that the man was still in there. I don't remember what store it was. I'm trying to see if I wrote it down, but no, I guess I didn't. It looked like it was one store open on the street, but the rest of the block looked empty, like it was a ghost town or whatever. And the lady, Miss Dorothy, she was telling her, like, you know, the different places where like Barack had went to eat at the restaurant when he lived there or visited there. No, when he was senator there, and how Duke Ellington and other musicians and stuff used to play at this jazz place and stuff like that. So she was giving us the history some more too. And basically, not Marie, Letitia is telling her what she wants to do to Ferris Street, how she, her grandfather owned a building. No, not the grandfather. Her grandmother owned a building down there, and her grandfather just passed away. And he would tell her, like, you remind me of your grandma. Was it his sister? Was it his sister or her grandma? I think it was his sister. So his aunt, or that's not his aunt, her aunt. Y'all know what the thing is, but he said she reminded him of her so to open up something. So that's why it's personal for her, because her grandfather would talk about it all the time, and yada yada yada. So she is telling Miss Dorothy what she wants to do to the street and whatnot, and Miss Dorothy is like, okay, well, yes, we need you down here or whatever. So that was it. Then we see Latrice. She comes over to Antoinette's place, and you know, they're just kind of talking, and Antoinette basically redecorated her living space after her divorce. So she changed it all up, so it's now her space, and she got like a box of stuff that she has left over for her husband, or her ex-husband now, I guess, and it's like baseball stuff and pictures and articles and stuff like that. So she's kind of feeling sad, and she's feeling down because her marriage is over. And then she starts to telling us, or Latrice, why it was over or whatever. And she was just saying like they had junk. They had like a lot of junk. But the main pillar of their dissolve was she wants kids, but she didn't want kids right now. She wants to focus on her business and open up her business, her dentistry, open up her dentist not suite, but you know, open up her dental business or whatever. I don't know why my brain is not functioning right now, but open up her business. So she wanted to kind of wait for kids. And I guess he wanted kids right now. So that kind of put them at a standstill, and that's why they divorced. So if it was mainly like that was the biggest issue in their marriage, I, again, think that that could be something they may work out later on, because I know like in the previews it was kind of showing like maybe she would get back with him, so I'm not sure about that. But she says she has to kind of envision life without him, and she has to think that it's better. They did also talk about the brunch, but ain't no need to get into that because we already know Latrice was feeling like some type of way that Marie came at her about the brunch and all the other stuff. We see Tambra. She's shopping for the day. She's shopping with her bestie, and she's getting two parts. Well, she's telling us it's going to be two different parties, and one that's going to be like a private for her family, and then the one that's going to be for her friends and stuff. And then her and the guy friend, they're just talking about how she froze her eggs, and at one point an NBA player asked her to have his baby for $1 million, and she was like, I'm not doing that. And here go the dude. Well, like, he still want the baby? Like, what's do you got kids? Like, I'm like, sir, how you gonna have the kids? That was funny to me. But she's about to turn 40, and she says she still wants kids and stuff like that, and her family wants her to have children and stuff. So she is, she thinking about it or whatever. I was dying when he was like, well, do he still want the kids? Like, I was like, sir, you about to get pregnant? Oh God. Anyway, Antoinette is at the baseball field, and she's meeting up with her friend, Kaylon. And this part of the episode really like touched home for me. So it was kind of emotional for me when she was standing there, and she was because I guess she had labeled these baseballs with different things on there, and she's trying to get it out of her system, but she's feeling like she's nothing without him because she was a missus or whatever. So she's feeling inadequate because she failed at her marriage or whatever. So she's, feeling like, am I, what she say? What did she say? Is she nobody, basically? So I guess on the baseball, it said, what did it say, child? I thought I wrote it down. I think it said, will you get back together, or is it over, or something like that. Or maybe Kaylon asked her that, because I thought she was reading off the baseball, but maybe she wasn't. What was I saying, child? Oh, so she was asking her, but is it over or something? And Antoinette was like, I think it is. She was like, you think it is? Is that your wall talking, or is that what you actually feel? And she was like, I think it is. I think it's over or whatever. And I think I'm done. And then she started crying, and she was saying like he was her everything, or he was everything to her, and that she has no clue of what she wants to do. And like he was a big part, he was her husband and stuff. So they talked every day. They probably were spending every day together, talking about the future, all this stuff. And for it to kind of be over, and she was just saying like, is she a nobody because she's not a missus anymore? And she was saying like she enjoyed being married, and like, oh God, I'm not finna get emotional right now. But she is just basically heartbroken, and she's trying to find her way through this, and it's gonna get better. It's just one day. You just gotta take one day at a time, 1 hour at an hour, and it's gonna get better. So she doesn't know if she'll be able to move forward, but she has hope that she will be able to move forward and stuff. And also, she was saying like she wasn't ready to have kids. I said that part, but she was saying like, because her husband was Caucasian, so she didn't want to have, or I'm not gonna say she didn't want to have biracial children, but she feels a way about having biracial children in Mississippi, because in Mississippi they'll make you choose if they have to be black or if they have to be white. Well, why they just can't be biracial? You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons why she didn't want to have children right now, because she had to deal with that or work that out, because she's biracial and she had to go through some things, and she doesn't want her children to go through those things. What else, child? Oh, so then she like the K line threw the ball and she said, if you hit the ball, we're gonna run. So she threw the ball. She did hit the ball, and so they ran and they kind of got it out of their system and stuff like that. So that was a good moment in the episode. I really enjoyed that moment. And Tambra, it's her dinner party, so they got the DJ, food, everything, whatever. Letitia is there. Latrice is there. Antoinette came with Latrice. And of course, Latrice's husband came and he was right there behind her, child. She said he is like her shadow. I said, that is crazy. But Letitia starts talking about the brunch, and Latrice publicist, she start asking questions and stuff like that. And Latrice tells Letitia, like, well, if she had a problem with the hair, then she could have reached our customer service between the hours of 10 and 8. But no, she want to come at the party talking all this stuff and diminishing my brand and yada yada yada. And you come for my brand, I'm coming for you, and all this other stuff. And so then Latrice was like, because ain't nobody ever heard of her. And so then here go Antoinette having her friend back talking about something. Well, what do Marie do? I said, oh, not what she do. And so Letitia was telling her like what she do. Like she multi-millionaire. She own a home health business and stuff like that. And she was like, oh, so she ordinary. What should I say? Ordinary people. So she an ordinary person outside the brunch or something like that. And I said, Antoinette, girl, you a whole dentist. Like, you an ordinary person too. Like, girl, stop. So I ain't like that comment that she made. I mean, I like her, but I ain't like that comment. So Letitia was like, no, what we not finna do is come at my friend. Like, we not gonna do that. So you gonna have some respect or whatever. And so Antoinette was like, oh, I ain't mean no harm or anything like that. She was like, oh, okay. So then the Latrice husband was like, look, that's our friend, so we're not gonna do that. Well, let's turn the music up, let's dance, let's enjoy the party and stuff. So everybody started coming in, they dancing and stuff like that. Marie came in with Essie. When Marie came in, Latrice was telling her husband, like, well, that's the girl. She was telling the publicist, that's Marie right there, or whatever like that. Marie was saying, like, she's not going to entertain this foolishness at the party because this is for Tambra. What else? Tambra had, like, some police escort. I was like, girl, for why? And then she had security. I'm like, why you had police escort? And then the whole thing was you ain't even had nobody out front to see that you had. I don't know. It was just weird to me. It just seemed misplaced. But Antoinette started talking to Tambra about dating and getting out there or whatever. Latrice sat down at the table with Marie. The publicist, she want to be messy. I'm like, I was like, she remind me of a Yandy when Yandy was just like all in the business and stuff like that. Like, do what you're supposed to do. Don't be causing up friction and all this other stuff. So, because the publicist was like, well, what happened at the brunch? I heard so much about the brunch. What happened at the brunch? And so Marie was like, look, this party right here is to celebrate Tambra. What's her name? Tambra Marie. Is it Marie? No, Sheree. Tambra Sheree. And she was like, we not finna do this at this party right now or whatever, because this is not the time nor the place or whatever. And I appreciated her doing that. And so the publicist was like, oh, okay, well, I guess we'll just circle back around to it. I guess we circle back around. And so they had toasted, but Marie ain't want to toast because she like, I'm not with that fake and phony shit. So then Latrice got up, walked away or whatever. And so Letitia was like, girl, why you ain't toast? She was like, I told you I'm not with that fake and phony shit. She was like, I understand that you and your feelings and you and your bag and stuff like that, but that was the olive branch. And you got to be above these people. You have to show them that you're not bothered by what they doing and that you have a multi-million-dollar business to run. So sometimes you got to, come down on their level or whatever so you can take the higher road and stuff. So then they start hugging and getting all emotional and stuff. So she telling her you got to be bigger and better and yada, yada, yada. And then Letitia Antoinette and Letitia went to the side and started talking. Antoinette was telling her, like, the brunch wasn't for me. Your brunch is good, but it could use some improvement. Letitia took that in stride and was like, well, I would appreciate anything that you have to, share with me and stuff like that about my brunch and whatever you can give not give back, but whatever you can help me with or whatever. And so Antoinette was like, girl, I talk shit about your brunch. And she was like, that's okay, I talk shit about your wig. Why she shifted her wig? I was like, oh, why you shift that girl wig like that? And so they said they gonna work on Latrice and Marie's beef and kind of squash that or whatever. They squashed their beef. Tamra cake came out. I was like, did she blow on that cake with them candles? No, girl, you just need to fan that. And then she gave some speech, they toasted, and then they was dancing. And that was the end of the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all felt about the episode down there. Are y'all liking the show so far? So far, I'm like, oh, okay, let's see what else they gonna give us. Next week look like it's gonna be more about Marie's family and stuff like that. So hopefully they'll give us more about that versus this manufactured drama between Marie and Latrice, because I'm over it already. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all felt about the episode. If y'all like this review recap, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, comment down below, comment like a party hat or a little celebration in honor of Tambra's birthday, child, and that'll help you get entered into the giveaway once I reach 1,000 subscribers. All right, y'all, if y'all are not subscribed, go ahead and hit subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.